Hey everyone, welcome to our live chat. Guys, we are here for you each and every day, Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday, we're here at 8, 10, 12, 2, and 4. And then on Fridays, 8 and 10. So let me put those numbers, the schedule below, and you will see it right down here. And yeah, we're here. And it's for you guys. So we can have a topic of what we want to discuss, or we can have, an idea, but you're the boss. So you are going to tell us what you want to see. You can always email us, but Renee and I come to you live each and every day. I hope everybody's having a good, I don't even know what day it is. Tuesday. I don't even know anymore. Hey, Candy, how are you? Good to see you. But every time we're live, we do go over the basics, and the reason we do that, it is so important that those of you who are starting out or may be interested in learning more about Luminess, what we have to offer, it's so important for us to go over that. So when you get your kit, you are ready to go. You are like, come on, let's do this. And so it's not going to sit in the box. It's going to be used. This is one of our kits. This is the Icon. We also have the Icon Pro and the Legend, but the great news is they're all utilized the same way. And so what I'm telling you for one, you can do for all of them. And it's super easy. If you can hold a pen, you can airbrush. And so we do give you 2 bottles of foundation, and then we also give you a bottle of Love and a bottle of Blush. Now the foundation, you'll notice, is in bigger bottles, and that's because we want you to practice. Think of the starter kit as your practice kit. We want you to really get in there and get working with it. They're also similar in color, so you can color match. And you can color match 365 days a year. And so it's really a great thing about Luminess is that you can color match all year round. We also give you the bottle of Love, and that is it's a luminosity. It'll give your skin a luminosity. It's not necessarily a shine like the luminizers. It's just going to give you a little bit of luminosity. And then the blush is super high pigmented, so you're only using drops at a time, and that's it. And I even put my blush on before doing my foundation, so that way it actually is blended by the foundation. I'm going to put up what we want you to do. This is what we want you to do. Hey, Jeannie, how are you? Right here, whoops, wrong hand. Right here is what we want you to do when you first get it. We want you to get it out of the box and just plug it in. That's all you have to do because it already does come put together. And so there's no 84-page IKEA directions on how to put it together. It really is easy. And so you plug the power cord in, and then all I want you to do is feel the air on your face. When you turn it on, there is air that comes out, but no product is being released until you pull back on the trigger. And so just putting this around your face, feeling that air, you know that wherever you feel the air is where the makeup goes. And so it kind of opens up your eyes on like what it's going to feel like. And then you can put water in here, and that is going to help kind of give you a heads up on what it's going to feel like. And then it lets you barely pull back on that trigger, so you can feel it and you can practice pulling back on the trigger, because you are going to pull back super light on the trigger. And I know I say that every single time, but that's because you got to. It's very little. This is not going like traditional makeup. It is airbrush. All right. Jeannie, did you have trouble finding us? I've learned that you must use an eyelash curler. eyelash curlers are important. I love eyelash curlers. It really does open up your eyes. And every time, like I'll do one and I'll boop, and it just goes like opens up tremendously. So even if I'm doing just mascara, I'll curl my lash because it does open it up. Thank you, Jeannie. You're so sweet. All right, so I'm gonna start. I want to talk about foundations. We do foundation all the time, but I don't know if and maybe Renee does, but I don't know if we talk about all of them, because I know that we do have, I know that y'all know that we do have several different ones to choose from. So we do have, let me see if I can find our little thing that Renee made. I think this is it. Yes. So we have our Silk 4-in-1. We also have Ultra Foundation, and we have the Matte Foundation and Mystic. So we have many to choose from. One thing I always recommend, like let's say you're using one and you love it, but you want to try a new one and just see what it's like. You can always order the smaller bottles of it just to try it out. But the Silk 4-in-1, that is going to give you, I'm just going to tell you what it starts at, because all of them are going to give you full coverage. All of them will give you full coverage because you can make enough passes to get that full coverage. But Silk will start out with a light to medium, Ultra the same. Ultra is great for combination skin or even acne prone skin. The matte, if you are shiny and you fight that shine constantly, matte might be one that you're interested in. And then the Mystic is going to be one that is for full coverage. The one that you're like, no, give it to me, I want that coverage, this is it. Then Mystic might be right for you. Okay, that was something else. I'm gonna take that off. Okay, so what I like to do, hey Patty. Oh, good Candy. So what I want to do, I'm going to talk about the foundations, but first I'm going to put my blush on, and I'm going to put Soft Rose blush. What is this one? That's Tulip. Ooh, hold on, I got another drawer. Ooh, apricot. So I'm actually going to use apricot. I have to shake it up because I haven't used it in a while. Now, guys, you always hear me say this, but I do like to use the blush first because it does help with blending, and in that way it's kind of, I don't want to say a no-brainer, but you don't have to think of it as much, because if you do get it to ba-bam, it'll calm it down with the foundation. So I have my apricot blush in here. I'm hitting the cheeks. Let me use this real quick. Hold on one second. There's some vibration, so let me make sure all this is, see, it's loose. Let me make sure. I have to confess, I haven't been cleaning my stylus, which is horrible, and that's why I have issues right now. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can make this work. And then I might have to go get another one. All right, so now I'm gonna show you how to clean this too. I'm putting the apricot right here on my cheeks. It is sputtering, but I'm working with it and kind of cheating it a little bit. But even with that, like, I'm having to move my finger back and forth on the stylus, and I'm working with the sputtering to make sure it is okay. So obviously I'm going to have to clean this real quick. There's probably some backup on the tip of it. Okay, so you can already see the apricot, and the apricot's really pretty. It has a, it's a little bit deeper, but even if you mix, of course, the natural blush in there, that would be gorgeous. We love the pink, but let's say you wanted to change it up. Maybe you're not a pink girl. Maybe you like more on the browns or the more neutral colors. Then apricot is definitely, might be your bag. Might be for you. Let me get my cleaner. Let me get a little tip. Okay, so I have my little stylus and I'm putting Tip Top cleaner. And I'm going to leave this cleaner out because what happens is I do my lives and then I don't clean it. So this is a perfect example on how to do it. On the reasons why you should do this. Now I'm pulling, I'm sorry I can't show you right now, but I'm going to show you in just a minute. I'm pulling back on the trigger so I can clean the very tip of it. Because right now, not pulling on the trigger. Yes, please respect the equipment. Exactly. I need you to, because this is what happens. And I tell you what, like, you definitely don't want to happen on a live, although I'm using it for a teaching example. But can you imagine, like, if you're in a hurry, maybe, you know, you have a job interview, maybe you're blah, blah, whatever the case may be, and your stylus is sputtering, you'd be freaking out. I would already get hot and all of that. And so do as I say, not as I do. It is super important to take care of your equipment. So I did put some Tip Top cleaner in the bowl in here. And then I took my little thing and I'm stirring it around to clean that bowl. And then because I haven't pulled back on the trigger, that needle is still out. So right now, I don't want to stick anything in there because it will bend that needle and then that's going to mess you up. Okay. So I'm having to hold it down because I still have some products in here. But when I pull all the way back on the trigger, then I can stick some. Oh, you know what I can do? I turn this off. Pull it all the way back and then I can stick that in there to clean it off. Let me get another one because that one's dirty. Patty has a backup. And I always, always, always recommend a backup because of the fact that, and I promise you, I will always have a backup right now. I have a backup, but not here, which is perfect. So make sure your backup's close to you. But yes, I always have a backup because if you do have to send your stylus back in for repair or whatever, you can't airbrush without this thing, without your stylus. So now I'm taking it and I'm going to blow the rest of this, see if this is going to work. So I am going to clean the needle as well. So oh, Candy has 5. I thought I had one here. I'm going to have to look real quick. So I'm blowing the rest of this out. There we go. And also keep in mind too, when you're doing this, that it might, like the, oh no, I just sputtered everywhere. The cleaner might blow through, but if it's something thicker like an airbrush, it might not. So I'm going to take off this here. And what I check, so the vibrations of the machine sometimes will loosen these little fun dudes right here. And so one thing that I do check is I do check to make sure that this guy is tight. Not, I should say like closed, like where it won't spin anymore. Don't use your muscles and like, don't do that. Just do it. And he was loose. So just do it. If it's loose, it will have a problem pulling back this needle and then you're going to get that sputtering. So I'm going to take this guy off, this little nut, and now I can pull out my needle. Okay, now I will tell you, you do not want to dip this guy over because of this trigger here. That needle goes through the trigger. And so I want him to stay in place. So I'm going to put him back into the holder while I clean my needle. And I'm just wiping the needle off, making sure it's clean. I always tell people to have extra, because even having several, like, sometimes I don't always fix the other ones. So now that this guy's wiped off, I can go in here. Then I'm just going to boop, 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 boop. Pow him in, close this nut, but don't do it tight. And now let's pray that it works. Let's hope. Oh, exact. Jeannie said going back to traditional makeup after airbrush is no bueno. And that's so true. So true. I'm like, I know I had an extra stylus in here. I probably put him in a safe place and I don't know where it is. Oh, I think I just saw him. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick. Woo! I have my little rollers here. See, this is another example. I think these are the ones that are all, they're not clean. Because I waited. All right. Ah! Oh, no. I'm dripping. Ah! All right. So now, let's see. I know it really is hard to go back when, even, was it this weekend? Yeah, this weekend I tried, so I watched all my masks and I was like all excited. And I tried a regular, or like I guess it was almost like a tinted moisturizer. And I felt weird putting it on my face because I did use my hands as well, or my fingers. And then after I cleaned my mask, it was all over my mask. So I'm like, oh, dadgummit. I'm gonna move up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. My chair keeps going. All right, so let's get this party started now. All right, now that we have my blush on, I'm now going to use my shade 3 in Mystic. So we talked about the different finishes, and Mystic is one that is a higher pigment load, so you will have more coverage. All right, so now I can start spraying, going around underneath the eyes, spraying super light. And I make one pass. So I like to make one pass before my very first pass is a full complete pass. And then I'll go in and look, okay, do I need to blend it somewhere? Do I need more coverage somewhere? Because I know that my coverage is going to be here. So then I can go in and kind of start the coverage there. But I got on my eyes, on my lids, underneath. And when you're using a different finish, and you can already tell how this is all blending, but when you do a different finish, and I'm cleaning this bad guy out right now, you wanna, like the very first time you use it, you want to make sure that you kind of pay attention. You know, sometimes after we've used the foundation a few times, we know how it acts, we know how it works, we know how much we need, all of that. But when you're using a different finish, you might use more, you might use less. So you kind of want to get all of that down. So definitely pay attention the very first time that you do use it. Thanks, Jeannie. All right, so now I'm going in and I'm going to take the Cut 1 palette, because you know how I do like my eyes underneath light. So I'm going to use the Cut 1, but this time I had only used the foundation and the blush. So I'm going to do a little bit of contouring using all of Cut 1s right underneath that blush. Jeannie, I appreciate that. But guys, this is real life. Like, I mean, if it can happen to me, it's going to happen to you. And it's real life. So we have to make sure that we know. Don't just be like, throw it away. Of course, my stylist is going to sputter because I don't clean it on the regular. Okay. I mean, I'm horrible at that. I'll be the first one to admit it, because I'll do a live, put it down. I'm like, oh, I'll clean it before I start my next one. Or, you know, and so of course, that's real life. I know that we probably don't clean it. We need to, because you need to take care of it. But that's why we do the videos on how to clean your stylus, because it's very important. It's very important. So I'm not trying to be like, oh, this is amazing, you're going to love it, and you're going to be an expert the very first time. And no, I'm telling you the truth. It will take, there's a learning curve, small learning curve, but there is a learning curve. If your stylus sputters, there's ways to get around it. There's ways to work on it. That shows you the importance of taking care of your stylus. Shows you the importance of having a backup. That doesn't mean it's a bad product or that you can't do that. It just means that life happens. We got to keep going, right? All right, so I did a little bit of contouring. Now I'm going to use the top two, because the bottom one of the highlight has a shimmer. And I'm going to highlight. I know that's what, when I hear people say, oh, I airbrushed, I got this and I didn't like it. I'm like, oh. How often, like how many times did you try it? Oh, I just did it one time. Come on. Come on. Name one thing that you can do one time and be good at it, okay? I mean, it's just going to take practice. You've been doing traditional makeup for so long that it takes getting used to, because you're airbrushing. It's fun. And if you totally screw up, you wash it off. It's okay. But hey, it might take a second. All right. So now I'm going to use the Click and Plays, because I got them and I love them. And I'm going to use this one right here, which is Spice. I don't know why I have my pinky out, but so that's Spice. You can use the primer for sure. I like the primer because even though I did spray foundation on my eyes, I like the primer because it is a cream-based primer. It's silicone-based, and to me, it just seems to really grab, and as you can tell, I'm looking for it. It grabs the color. Like, where did I put it? Let's see. Or maybe we don't use it. Ah, here we go. Eyelid primer. And I just put it on my fingers, because of course I'm just tapping it on right there. And there. And then right there is spice. Again, I'm just going to use my finger like that because I'm just going to put it right on the lid. Right there. And I love just doing like a little bit of just one color. This is a bold, as you can tell, it's a bold color. And I just put it on the lid. And then I can take a blending brush and just blend that hard edge like that, curl my lash, and then put mascara on. You don't even, with something this dark, you don't even have to line. You can just do that powder right on top and you will be set. And then let's see, this is Waltz Lip Vinyl, which will go with the apricot, which will go with the brown. I just love these. The lip vinyls are so creamy, so pigmented. Isn't that color pretty? I love it. I love it. Well, there you go. So definitely need some mascara to finish this look. And I might do that. I don't know. I really do like this look. I love our click and place because you can do any combination and they slide together. It's so amazing. You definitely want to try them out if you get a chance because I love them. Love them. All right, guys, there you go. We'll be back. We'll be back. I hope everybody can find us. We'll be back, and I'll be back at 4 o'clock to finish up for the day. I know you had some fun with Renee, but we'll be back at 4. All right. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.